Greetings, my fellow men and women all over the world. My name is Emmanuel Pejobensa, and I come into your minds and your homes with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. Today is the 31st of December in the year 2022, and this is the day the Lord has made, as the Bible gives. And therefore, let us rejoice and be glad in this day, particularly as it is the last day of the year, and we move in majestically into the new year. This is the day that God has made, and therefore let us rejoice in it. And also let us give thanks to God for the gift of life that He has given unto us. Life is beautiful. Life is wonderful. Life is glorious. Life is God Himself, flowing through all things, including mankind. Today, my message for you to end the year and also to move us into the new year, the year 2023, is, in the year 2023, seek unconditional happiness in order to be in sync with the universe. I repeat, my topic for today's message is, in the year 2023, seek unconditional happiness in order to be in sync with the universe. The world we live in, men and women, by the way we are trained, or by our own understanding, we tend to turn things around. And as the saying goes, that you cannot put the cart before the horse. In life, that arrangement doesn't exist. If you do that, there is nothing that you're going to achieve, because you must place the horse in front of the cart, and then the horse pull the cart, and that is when there can be anything that we can call productivity, or a positive result. And so we conduct our life in the opposite way. And it's like we are actually climbing mountains with big, huge sacks of loads behind us or upon our heads. And therefore we are toiling, we are suffering. But if we come to the understanding that to climb a mountain, you only have to put all your loads down and free yourself, to make yourself light for you to be able to climb the mountain. You prepare yourself in this way, and you will gain the ability to climb to the top of the mountain. And so in the world we live today, there is nowhere that you will not meet a man or woman that is not looking for happiness. Everyone wants to be happy. We are looking for happiness. And if I'm to borrow the words of the legendary South African reggae musician Lucky Dube, that everywhere in the world people are fighting for freedom. But the freedom, we don't normally achieve it. But if today I am going to speak, or I am speaking on happiness, and therefore I will say everywhere in the world, men and women are chasing happiness. We are looking for happiness, but it has never been possible. Why is it so? It is because we do not understand how life is to be conducted. And so today I'm going to speak to you how to be happy. And my message for you in this year, the year 2023, is that be happy always. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. And it is your happiness that will cause the universe to pour onto you all the good things that you need. And so it is a matter of cause and effect. And as the Bible gives, whatever a man sows, or a man or woman sows, it is that thing that he or she will reap. And so, to be happy is not something that has to be based on any condition, but you have to be happy because happiness is your true nature. Happiness is a true nature of the human being. And it is only when we are happy then that we are in sync, we are in alignment with the universe. And the universe causes all things to come to us or to come upon us. And so, in the year 2023, our preoccupation is to be happy always, regardless of whatever thing that is happening. And so today I'm going to advance this topic by using a few examples, and I'll begin with science. Those of us that are abreast with science, or those who have studied science, we know it is a fact that according to science, there is what we call atmospheric particles. As I'm talking to you, as you are listening to me right now, wherever you are, whoever you are, there are particles in the atmosphere that are falling or are moving up and down around you, everywhere. But we don't see them. But they are happening. These are activities that are happening. And the scientists call it atmospheric particles. It could be in the form of gas, in the form of water, or other substance. For you to be able to see these particles, you need an advanced equipment or microscope. But whether you see them or not, the fact is that they are falling. But the important thing or the interesting thing in our case, as we are doing this discussion, is that because we do not see these particles falling with our naked eyes, to us, they don't exist. And therefore, they don't disturb us. We don't worry ourselves with them. It is only the scientist that is looking through a certain gadget that sees that, oh, this or that and that is happening. But for you and I, with just our naked eyes, those things doesn't exist. And therefore, they don't disturb our peace. We are living happily. And so, your happiness depends on the perspective of life that you hold, how you classify things. And so our life could be likened to the atmosphere that we live in. There are a lot of things that are happening around us. There are a lot of things that are happening in our own life, in our personal life, in our communities, in our nations. But these things becomes a border, and it takes away the happiness of men and women only when they make these things their preoccupation. They become awakened to it. But men and women who are not aware or who are not awakened to these things, to them, those things doesn't exist. And so that is how our life is. To live unconditionally, you must train yourself to be conscious of only the things that will make you feel happy. All other things that doesn't make you feel happy doesn't exist. You give them a right perspective. You rise above them. Just as we do not see the atmospheric particles, therefore we do not care about them. It is the same way that we have to seek happiness by rising above every negative, every condition or situation that we are hearing or that we are seeing. For us, they don't exist. And preoccupy our minds and ourselves with what we want to see, what we want to bring into our lives. Because the universe responds to our thoughts and our emotions, what we are daily awakened to. And so, we got to train ourselves and live with our difficulties and challenges in the same way as we are living with the atmospheric particles that are falling on us every day, though we do not see them. As a matter of fact, it is a universal truth and a matter of wisdom that as I'm speaking to you right now, if you go there are trees falling in the forest, but human beings, we do not live in the forest. And because there is no human beings to hear the falling of these trees to us, trees are not falling. Because whatever the case may be, whether in every situation, there must be a human being's ears to hear the falling of a tree or an object. So long as your ears are far away from the vicinity of the tree that is falling, to you and I, all men, there is no a tree, there is no falling of a tree. And that is the same way with our life. Things will happen. The very fact that we live on this earth, a lot of things are happening around us. But it is only when you open your eyes and your minds to these things that they become a reality in your life. But if you train yourself and to behave like every man or woman that is living in a city and have accepted or live in the consciousness that wherever he is, there are no trees falling, but yet, if in the forest trees are falling, then you will be able to live above all these situations and live happily. So happiness is not to be a condition. It's not be based on a condition, but it's supposed to be seen as something that is natural to us. And therefore we pursue it by consciously training ourselves to be conscious of the things that brings joy, happiness to us. And then forgetting all the things that doesn't bring or doesn't do anything good to us. And as we do that, our feelings, our state of mind, everything that we do will be in alignment with the universe. And that is when all things in the universe will be attracted, or we will attract these things into our lives. So happiness is not something that you are supposed to look for in things or in situations that you think must exist before you be happy. It doesn't work like that. And let us also look at another example. All of us grew up as children. And if you take your own life, when you were in your mother's womb, nobody taught you how to be happy. It is not about the food that your mom was eating, whether the food was a delicious one or whatever, that made you happy. So long as the food your mom took gives you the nutrients, as a baby growing in your mother's womb, you became happy. Not on any condition, but for the fact that it is your nature. So a child in the mother's womb is always happy because it has to be happy for it to grow. And then when we came out of our mother's womb, even when sometimes your mother is crying, you are happy, laughing and smiling into the face of your parents. Because happiness is a quality that is inbuilt. And therefore, if you look at how children behave in the midst of all challenges, they find a place to be happy. It is not because they are children, but it is because that is our true nature. It is only when we grow that we preoccupy ourselves with all other things that are going on around us, which doesn't bother, which doesn't actually relate to us, and therefore we destroy our happiness. And so happiness, seeking happiness, is about having the right perspective and having the right definition to situations. So long as we are on earth here, so long as we are a human being, there will always be something going on. But you'll be awakened to it or not by the way you define it. And so when someone says something painful to you, when someone does something painful to you, you are the only person that has the right and the ability to classify that thing as painful or something that you have to let go. So when you classify it as something that doesn't bring any good to you, therefore you let it go, then you are like all of us walking in this universe, or on this earth, that all these particles are falling, but we are not conscious of. In the same way, then you are like a man or woman that is living in the city that pretend that trees are not falling in the forest because they are not hearing the sound of the falling of the trees. And so life is a psychology. Life is a matter of science that we got to live by. And that is seeking happiness. Happiness, it is out of our happiness that all things comes to us. It is out of our sadness. It is out of our sadness and our anger, all the negativity, that all the negative things comes to us. So for us to attain happiness, then we must first become happy. And when we are happy, all other things will fall in place because we are in alignment with the universe. So in 2023, beyond and beyond, be wise, be intelligent, and begin to walk and move as an enlightened being who knows how things are organized, how life is to be conducted, regardless of how people are maltreating you, regardless of how the situation, the economy, or whatever is in your nation. You will be a prosperous person. You will succeed in all areas of life if you have the knowledge and understanding that you must always find a place in your heart. Look for the things that make you feel happy. Look for the things that are good for you and dwell upon them and let them be the basis of your happiness. All other things, throw them away. Let them be as if they don't exist. Then we say you are rising above life challenges. You are rising above life conditions, and therefore you are moving in alignment with the universe. That is the fact. It doesn't matter how sad you will be. It doesn't matter how painful you think your situations are, and therefore people must be punished. That will not bring you happiness. Even if you have any happiness from those things, they are not permanent. They are temporal. But there is a way to be happy, unconditional. There is a way to be happy permanently, and that is seeking happiness unconditionally from within, for everything is from within. Therefore, let us rise up, my fellow men and women, as we approach the new year and or as we enter the new year. We will go forward, we will prosper, and everything in our life will be beautiful and wonderful if we place happiness as the most important thing that we are seeking, and therefore all other things are secondary. And that is why St. Paul actually wrote to us that whatever things are pure, whatever things are just, whatever things are noble, think of these things. Meditate upon them. Think, let them be what you are daily awakening to, your consciousness. And then they becomes your reality. And as I started, whatever a man sows, that is what he is going to reap. So your daily thinking, your daily emotions, your moment-to-moment feeling and emotions, your thoughts, creates your reality. And therefore, you must train yourself. You must train yourself to live above negativity, but to embrace positivity. In every difficult situation, train yourself to look for the good. Train yourself to look for the good things in that situation. Dwell upon it and build upon your life upon it. And you see that you'll be happy unconditionally. Because those things or know those things, you know where your happiness is from. So in the year 2023, be happy and don't worry about anything. Be happy. Don't worry about anything. And as you are happy, as you become happy, as you become happy without basing your happiness or without basing your happiness on any condition from the outside, you build a life that you can live through all difficulties. You can live through all situations. You can every life situation that comes your way, you can embrace it and work through it and come out successful. And so be happy and don't worry about anything. And that is what the Bible tells us, that in all things we should give thanks to God. We should give thanks to God. In all things, the Bible never said in some things, that in all things, both the good and the bad. And it is only when you are giving thanks to God, when you find a place in your heart to be happy and give thanks to God for the fact that you are a human being, an individualization of God. Therefore, you have the power and control over all things. And therefore, everything that you are seeing on the outer are your own creation based on your thoughts and your mental images. Then you have the power, you have the control over all those circumstances, for you can think or unthink them into the right thing that you are seeking. So let us be wise. Let us be enlightened and move into the year 2023 with only one thing in mind, with only one thing as our preoccupation, and that is to live happily. To live happily, unconditionally. Money or no money, be happy. Money or no money, be happy. Whether the economy is booming or not, be happy. Whether this or that, be happy. And as you develop a life that is based on unconditional happiness, your life begins to move into a higher level, in the sense that you are in alignment with the universe, and therefore there is a continuous flow of good things from the universe into your life. There's a continuous things. Even if you fall, even if by eventuality something comes into your life as a negative one, you will be wise and you will know how to put it in its right perspective. And therefore you move on and become a conqueror. And that is how to live a life that you say you are a conqueror. You are conquering life difficulties and challenges by living the truth, by living happily. The human being's life is from within to the without, but not from the without to the within. And therefore, the source of your happiness must not come from outside, but it must come from within you. For the kingdom of God is within you. So, in the year 2023, do not look at outer things as the source, of your happiness, but dwell within yourself and put all things in the right perspective and move in the right way. Look, when men and women are confessing negativity, look at things with the right perspective and say, thank you, God, for what I have. Even if you receive any bad message, any bad information, give thanks to God. Father, I thank you for this. I know there is something good, there is something beautiful in this. And as you define your situation, as you define your circumstances in a positive and constructive way, by not, pouring negativity into them, you rise up to become a conqueror of all life challenges. But it begins by you having the knowledge and the understanding that the human being's life is from within to the without. And therefore, your happiness must be looked for from within to your without. As you live within yourself happily, what is happening within you? Are you boiling negatively, or you are glowing positively from within? And as you do, life will move you from one level to the other. So in the year 2023, be a man of wisdom, be a woman of wisdom, and move in the right direction. Purpose in your mind. They determine that regardless of whatever situation you are going through, you will always be happy. And as you do that, you will conquer all negativity around you. And wherever you go, wherever you find yourself, be the source of happiness. Be the inspiration to men and women. And as you do, you draw men and women from all walks of life to yourself. And in the same way, all good things in the universe, you will draw them to yourself. For you are a spiritual and mental being that is operating from within to the without and contributing to the advancement and the growth of your fellow men and women. That is my message for you. So once again, in the year 2023, be happy and don't worry about anything, but be happy unconditionally. Don't base your happiness on anything, but base on your happiness on the fact that you're a spiritual being. God lives in you, and therefore God is the source of your happiness. And as you do, you will conquer and triumph over life challenges. That is my message for you. Once again, my name is Emmanuel Kwejo Mensah, and I am a co-founder of the Eagle Mentality Group and the African Mental Emancipation Movement. Our drive and determination is to bring empowerment and enlightenment to all men, particularly our fellow Africans, such that we will move out from one level to the another, and one level to the other, seeking happiness and joy from within. And as we do, all other things will fall in place, such that we will be inspiration, will be examples to men and women all over the world, and be partakers in the ever-increasing evolution of men and women or God's creation. Thank you. And once again I say, Happy New Year. May the year 2023 be a year of prosperity, be a year of abundance, be a year of success, be a year of anything that you can think of. But it must come, or it will only come based on your level of happiness that you generate from within yourself. Thank you, and God bless you.